This is the Sony FE 24-70 f4 Zeiss lens. An older lens for sure, but capable of capturing some beautiful images. So did you like that little montage, a little collection of shots? So just went around the harbour yesterday, funnily enough, when the weather was absolutely beautiful. The water is just so clear at the moment. It is gorgeous. My favourite shot of the entire walk, without a shadow of a doubt, was that one through the trees with the light coming through. When I got it home and colour graded it, the colours, the clarity, just perfection. So obviously I went with the 24-70 Sony Carl Zeiss T f4 OSS lens. Bit of a mouthful, but obviously that's the one I went with. I went with the second-hand one. It was about £250 cheaper. £250 cheaper. Is that even a word? The other lenses that I was considering was the Tamron 28-75 f 2.8. Obviously, it's got that lower aperture. What it doesn't have is the optical image stabilization, and at the wide end, you know, that's a 28mm. This is a 24. I know it sounds like not a lot, 4mm, but 4mm is a big difference. It means that I can use this one lens for establishing shots as an all-dayer, you know, all the way up to obviously 70mm is a good all-day, all-round lens. Plus with the A7S III, if I use clear image zoom, I can still get that 105 with not losing any quality. I still get that 4K, true 4K image. The other thing about the Tamron is it doesn't have optical steady shot, the OSS, which is the internal inside the lens stabilization. The other lens that I was looking at was the 24-105. A little bit more expensive, about another 250 quid. Does have a longer range, but the 24-70 has a filter thread size of 67. Now I know that obviously doesn't sound important to some people, but I would like to keep my filter thread unison. So, you know, my Cine Bloom filter, I love that filter. I need that filter on my lens. But having that one unison filter thread is so helpful. One of the big benefits of this lens is it does have that Carl Zeiss T anti-glare reflective coating, which minimizes flare, ghosting, and it ensures exceptional clarity and contrast. The minimum focusing distance is only 40 centimeters, so if you're at 70mm, you can get some really nice close-up shots. I wouldn't go as far as calling this a macro lens, but it does okay. It is dust and moisture resistant. That being said, there is no weather sealing gasket at the back, so it's moisture resistant, not, you know, water resistant. And the barrel does extend outwards, so there is going to eventually somewhere be some dust that gets into the lens, but it's minuscule. Minuscule. I will also say that the throw on the 24-70mm focal range on the actual lens itself, when you're zooming in and out, it's one-handed. It's literally one rotate. It's so useful. So obviously one of the big questions is, how does it look when you're zooming in? I go over reviews of lenses and things that I want before I buy them. Couldn't find any with a decent example of the focal range of this lens. So I took it down for our new standard test when it comes to focal range. This is the Tamron 17 to 28 and now the 24 to 70. So obviously the only major drawback of this particular lens is the fact that it's at f4. That being said, right now we're filming at 1600 ISO and the image looks nice and clear. Obviously that's an advantage of having the A7S III, so we can go up to 1600 ISO. It is something that I'm able to quite easily overcome. If you're on an older camera that doesn't perform that well at f4, I would just test it with the lenses that you've got already. If you've got something that achieves f4, have a look at how well your particular camera already handles it. So I really like this lens. I bought it because it has obviously the filter thread that I like. It is a 24 to 70, so it is a good all-rounder medium zoom range. And so far I've really enjoyed it. Here's a little gratuitous shot of Roxy. Oh, she looks so cute. Right, so before I go, there is a photo I want to show you. It is a drone shot. A drone photo. You might not think that's amazing. This is from Mars. Yeah, that little drone helicopter that they sent up to Mars with that rover took its first flight the other day. But how crazy is that? There is a drone in space.